Today I'll be explaining my lesson plan, How to Rationalize a Denominator. This lesson is for a typical Algebra 1 class. Most students do not see the significance of why the denominator needs to be rationalized. This lesson will focus on the beauty of a simplified answer. I tell my students that in elementary school, they realize quickly that 4/8 is not an appropriate answer. And I tell them that 4/8 is considered ugly, and they must simplify it to 1/2, which is beauty. This lesson will focus on why a radical in the denominator is ugly, and when we rationalize it, it has beauty. Just like in elementary school, they did not see the significance of simplifying answers and keeping answers in the fraction form to have exact answers, that it is very much the same way with why they need to rationalize a denominator. The activating strategy for the lesson, well, I will have the students read Hans Christian Andersen's literary fairy tale, The Ugly Duckling. The class will have a discussion on how the ugly duckling is transformed into a beautiful swan. The class will discuss how it is a tale about personal transformation for the better. The teacher will then relate this transformation idea to simplifying radicals. After the class has a tale about the Hans Christian Andersen's tale with the ugly duckling, I will then show them the time-lapse video of the fern, how something so ugly in dirt can transform into something so beautiful. Later in the lesson, they will complete a task on the fiddlehead fern, which is shown here in the video. After the discussion on the story and the time-lapse video of the fern, the teacher will relate this simplest form concept by extending it to radicals. I will, the teacher, present the notes for students while going over the condition that a radical must be expressed in simplest form. It must meet 3 criteria. No perfect square factors other than 1 in the radicand, no fractions are in the radicand, and most importantly, no radicals appear in the denominator of a fraction. The teacher will go through various examples with the students. I will focus on the last condition with no radicals appearing in the denominator of a fraction. I will extend this concept to using conjugates to simplify a quotient whose denominator is the sum or difference of a radical. In closing, the teacher will tell the students that just like the ugly duckling or the fern in the beginning, the radical that is not simplified is ugly, but by transforming it by the above conditions, it turns into something beautiful. After the students complete the notes and go through the 3 things that makes a radical simplified, they will then tackle the fiddlehead fern problem. Fiddlehead ferns naturally grow in spirals that fit into golden rectangles as shown in this picture. The students will have questions where they have to figure out different variables. They will apply their knowledge of rationalizing denominators and use conjugates to solve this problem. In closing, I will also assign a raft to complete. The role will be the student, an audience will be the State Department, the format will be a persuasive letter, and the topic, is it really necessary to simplify a radical? With all of the technological advances in the savvy 21st century, do we really need to rationalize the denominator?